Hey everyone, I wanted to redo this because I was trying to share it into my personal page, but that did not, I don't know if it worked out that well because I was looking in the group. Just a minute, I'm messaging Kelly real quick. Okay. So let me go ahead and give everybody a minute to get on. I will also turn my phone on so that I can make sure that everybody is getting their comments seen. So give me just a couple minutes and we will get started. Plus, if you've ever been on any of my live streams, you know that this is very, very typical. Very, very typical. So, hey, whoever's on, I'm getting ready to turn my phone on now so I can see all comments because they do not pop up on my thing. So that will be just a second. Okay, so, oh, hey, Sarah. I see you. I just invited everybody, so, okay. That worked out that well, yeah, I didn't want it turned on. Okay. Okay, so are we ready to get started? Okay, so I have a lot of fun stuff for us planned. I was going to do a screen share, but I don't think that I can do one because I think it's picked the option before and I didn't want to share my screen the whole time. So we are going to skip the screenshot, but if you guys have not checked out the new sales page, make sure you go and do that. Lots of fun creating that and definitely should check it out. Okay, so here's how I'm thinking I want to do it, okay? Just a minute, guys. First off, I'm on my laptop because I thought I was going to share my screen. My laptop is not as good as my desktop. As you can see, my kitchen's like right behind us. So if for whatever reason it gets wonky or like choppy or the audio's not that great, just let me know and I will switch to my phone. Perfect, Sarah. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to address some of the questions that we had in the group today because it's easier for me to convey if I'm able to like explain myself and use my hands, and that way like you guys are getting the full effect of what's going on rather than trying to type them all out the whole time. And since I was getting on live anyway, I thought that I would just address those. So I'm going to do those first. Then I'm going to get into my tips on how to write your promos, why I struggle with writing promos. I know, probably thinking, what? I do. I can write content all day long. Call a promo or a sales page, and I'm like, yeah, it's just not going to happen. And last but not least, 1 out of 5 children are home today. Well, 6 children. My husband's at work. So for any reason or at any time, you may see a small person drift by. So my son is home for a week. My other kids are not. They don't get out until tomorrow. So real quick before we get into everything, I don't know if you guys, like most of you probably know, but so I've got 4 kids and then I've got my niece, custody of my niece. Okay, so there's a school that we've been on the waiting list for like over 2 years to get my 3 younger kids into. My oldest is in high school. She's now in public school. My other 3, my youngest ones, go to private school. And then we have the baby in daycare. So we've been waiting for like 2 years to get into the school, but they only had room for 1. The best way to get all 3 of them in was to put 1 in school, which gave the other 2 priority when a spot came available. Well, here we are almost into December, and we literally drop off and pick up at 4 different schools. Okay, you guys, it's crazy. Now it's kind of just normal, but yeah, it's totally insane sometimes. But so we have like 2 that go on the opposite side of town, 2 that go right here by our house, and then 1 that goes to daycare in between. So yeah, it gets kind of crazy, and that's why my afternoon pickups take so long because Yeah, yeah, Sarah. So like my oldest has to be there at 7:05. My youngest don't have to be there till 8:05, which their schools are like on the same street. And then, but my two girls, my twins, they have to be on the other side of town, which if you live in Phoenix, you know, it's not like a couple minutes and traffic and everything. So they have to be there by 8, and then the baby can go whenever. So my husband, the amazing person that he is, he does morning pickup, morning drop-offs. Okay, so I don't do any of the morning stuff unless I have to, but he like pretty much has a schedule worked where I don't have to do any of it. And then I do afternoon pickups. And so anyway, it all works out. But the reason I'm telling you this is because their holiday schedules are always off. So like my son will be home for 2 or 3 days when the public school's not out or vice versa. Anyways, so he has a whole week off for Thanksgiving. And sorry, you guys. And so he's home this week, but then my 3 girls and Micah, the baby, they're not out until Tuesday. Micah's out on Wednesday. So anyway, pretty crazy how we have to try to keep up with all of these crazy things. So anyway, but that's why you'll see a random little person walk through here, which he's my only son, and he is my favorite son. Super, super, super cute, and I love him to pieces. He's not. Okay, so let's jump into some of these questions now that I've given you my whole life story, giving everybody a chance to jump on. Okay, so writing promos can be like really difficult because we freak ourselves out, okay? So we're going to discuss that today. I may have to pop off because oh, super cool. You'll always be able to catch the replay, and I'm going to address your question here. And actually, I have it right here. So we'll go ahead and do that while you are on. Okay, so on the sales challenge question, you posted that you're totally down for a sales challenge, but you've never sold anything during a challenge, which I think that's what you meant, or you've never joined, or you've never had a challenge that you've sold anything. I wasn't quite sure, but I'm going to address the way I understood it the first time, which was that during a challenge, you've never sold anything. So my question to you is, one, why do you think that you're struggling with selling something? Two, how are you creating your offers? So for example, let's say you're offering an e-course, okay, and it's going to be like 6 modules. It's going to outline blah, blah, blah. And hey, Christy, and you are, so you're outlining, you know, these steps throughout that week or whatever, however it is, but that's a lot of content, okay? A lot of content. And you have to write all that content out. Are you creating that e-course, and this is just an example, are you creating that e-course before you promote it, or are you promoting it before you create the e-course? That's my first question. Second question is, why do you think you're struggling with making sales, whether it's in a challenge or period? So that is, I'll give you a chance to answer that. And Christy, if you have any questions, pop them in. I'm doing some questions from the group, and then I am going to jump into my training. Let's see. I had some other ones here. Okay, so Jennifer had something in the group I wanted to also talk about. Okay, so she said she may do something to book a couple projects for the next month, not sure yet. And of course, I asked her why. Okay, so you're cool beans, Christy. Okay, so Sarah, you're creating the e-course while you're promoting it, or you're creating the e-course and then promoting it? I guess I didn't know which part you meant during, because of course there's always going to be a lag. Everyone says don't know what I'm going to offer and not emotional enough. Oh, what you're offering and not emotional enough. Okay, so do you have a free or okay? So first off, when you're offering, when promo is said, that is a free or paid offer. Okay, so if you have even one that like flopped, failed, if you have an offer, Sarah, pop the link in, or you can private message it to me. It's completely up to you. Let me take a look at it so I can see what other people are saying by they don't know what you're offering, and I can critique or give tips and stuff like that. Okay, so you said while you're promoting it. Okay, so let's say that you're creating an e-course and you're promoting it and you get no signups. You wrote all that content out. Why? How much time does that take you? I mean, really think about it. Let's say that I'm going to promote something today, okay? Which I always do. But let's say I decided today I'm going to create and launch something. Let's say it's an e-course because that takes a lot of content. DIY stuff takes a lot of content. But, okay, I'm going to put out that it doesn't start until December 1st, okay? I'm going to promote it. I do short promos because I get bored real easily. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that. I get bored real easily. So before I even create the actual content for that, I will outline it, then I will promote it. The minute I get that first sign up, it's a done deal. Then I will start creating and make sure everything's ready for for start day. So let's say my average launch is like, let's say my average launch is 5 days, because I usually do 5 to 7 days. Okay, if my average launch is 5 days, at about day 3, if I have not had any interest, and that's not doing reach outs, not doing any of that, if I have not had any interest, then I'm going to, oops, sorry, you guys, it popped up on my phone. Then I'm not going to create that, okay? I may create it in the future for a DIY, something like that, but I'm not actually going to start creating it until I get a sign up, okay? That is the big thing. That is how and why I create so much all the time. Because I am pitching the concept and idea. It's not that I'm not capable of doing it. I know I am. It's not that I won't do it. I know I will. But I'm not going to spend the time, and it drives me insane. I see this all the time, okay? Somebody will promote and launch something over and over and over. Sorry, that was backwards. They will always, like on Goal Monday or whatever, in High Five Hustlers, I will see people go, oh, well, I'm going to work on the next module of my e-course. What e-course? I haven't seen an e-course. Oh, cool. When does it start? Well, I won't know until I get it finished. First off, there's no deadline. So how do you expect to know when you're going to finish it? Because look, here's the thing. I look at my offers like I do my Christmas shopping, okay? Which is, if I start Christmas shopping on Black Friday, I'm going to shop every single day up until Christmas. The reason I stop at Christmas is because that's the deadline. I could shop beyond that, but it's not Christmas. But let's say I just want to shop until whenever. Exactly the point, whenever. I have no budget. I have like no deadline of when I'm going to stop. I have no concept of what I'm doing. So the thing is that if you're creating the e-course and you're spending 6 months to create it, okay, then you are factoring the time spent over 6 months. How much do you have to charge for that e-course to make it worth it? Okay, let's say you charge $100 an hour, because if you're coaching, minimum $100 an hour. If you are doing less than $100 an hour, it's crazy. But anyway, whole different day. So let's say you spend an hour a day, that's 30 hours a month. Okay, that is $3,000. Over 3 months, that's $9,000. Another 3 months, that's $18,000. So you would have to charge, oh wait a minute, my math might be off there. No, my math is right. You'd have to charge like $18,000 for this course, which is insanity for a course that may be 3 or 4 weeks. It may not be insane. If you're comfortable with $18,000 and you've got the clientele to do it, great. But you want to compensate for your time regardless of of what you're creating, because your time's not free, whether you're on the phone coaching or you're creating something. Okay, so I could go on a whole tangent about that, but let me answer Christy's question here. Hopefully, Sarah, that helps a little bit. You don't start creating until you have a sign up. Oh, I have to have it all done before I even promote. See, that's what I'm doing. So, Christy, okay, first off, yeah, no, I don't create until I get a sign up, okay? Unless it's a DIY, a self study, whatever like that, okay? So because those things, when you sign up, you're going to get the email that has the content in there, okay? So the other part of that is, it's not that you're doing it wrong, because it's not wrong. If it's comfortable to you, then that's how you can do it. But for me, I get bored, I get frustrated, I want results now, not later. The way that I know this concept works, and this keeps me from having to do market research, because let me tell you, market research will make you like depressed and down, because you're not going to get many responses. People overlook them in groups all the time. Even in my own groups, like, okay, when I did the polls, I did it as a giveaway. Not because I didn't feel like you guys would answer them, just because I wanted to give you guys something for helping me out. Okay, unless you're going to do that in every group or every email, it's going to be really hard for you to get the responses you want. Plus, 9 times out of 10, the people that respond are not the ones that end up buying, okay? So it's easy to bust out a program or to write that promo when you are creating something that you love, something that really, really makes you happy, really, really excites you. Like we did the journaling. Okay, I was really, really hyped up on journaling. I journal all the time. I still journal. But at the time, I really wanted to share it with everyone. We'd set a goal of 25 signups for that. We were so excited about that in the new group and this new venture we have together that we ended up with 53 signups in that challenge. Okay, that's amazing. That's double our goal, and we were only looking to do 25. We converted over half of them. So that is why you create what you want to create, and that's why market research really stinks, because as we all know, we really answer those or whatever. Okay, so it's not that you're doing it wrong, it's that you have to do what you're comfortable with. But for me, I'm going to create what I want to create, and it doesn't mean that you may want it, and that's okay. But I'd rather know before I spend the time, and I'm always bogged down. It's kind of like that website thing. Oh my gosh, if I hear one more person that, well, I can't till I get my website up. I can't do this till a website. Okay, I've worked on mine for like 2 years. I change it every time. By the time I go back to it, I really don't give a shit. Okay, because if you're on social media, if you're on my list, my website does not mean anything, because my one-on-one package is $10,000. But I have programs across the board that will not be on my website. I mean, so, not that you're doing it wrong, it's just that you have to do it what makes you comfortable. The quickest way to promote, make money, or to toss and start over is to do it without creating the actual program, because what do you do with it after that? So, by the way, Chrissy, what do you do? Like, so let's say you create it and it doesn't launch. What do you do with that program when you're done? My client has a course I need to create for a deadline of January. I have not even started. Okay, so if the deadline's January 1st, I would start like December 30th. Horrible about it. So yeah, I'm the worst to I give myself a deadline so I know what day I need to start doing it before. But yeah, so that is kind of my rant on that. Use it for other stuff like email lists, blog posts, and such. Okay, so yes, repurposing it is a great idea. Okay, but let's say you create an e-course. I keep using an e-course because somebody in my other group was creating an e-course, and I think she'd been doing it forever. And anyway, because I know e-courses take so much content, that's why I keep going back to that. But let's say you create an e-course that does not sell. Okay, turn around and put it into a PDF. And it doesn't have to be a fancy workbook. That's where so many people get bogged down by design. And we're not designers. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a designer. Okay, I'm not overly ecstatic about my graphics, but you also don't see me out there going, by the way, I'm the graphic pro. No. Now, I take pride in my content, and I consider myself a content pro, but not a graphic pro. Yes, I try very hard with my graphics, but I am not self-conscious about them at any cost. Hey, whoever hopped on, let me know you're here. So, with that being said, you could take it and put it in a Google Doc, or you could put it in, create a template that you just copy and paste into Canva or whatever, okay? turn it into an e-course. Because let me tell you, I've had, let's just say in the last 6 months, 5 to 7 offers that were originally group offers, and they were originally group offers that I didn't get any signups on, okay? And to be honest, I wasn't really feeling them. I was when I wrote the promo, but then afterwards I kind of went back on them. Anyway, but I just took that content because I wrote the content out anyway, as I was outlining it a couple days before that. So what I did is I just took that content, put it into a Google Doc, slapped the title page on it, changed up the promo some, and that's actually one of my best-selling products. Like, seriously. So that is one way that you can do it. Which then now you have a passive income product. You don't have to worry about doing the one-on-one time or the group time or whatever. I'm doing a course via Think and making a workbook and about 30 worksheets for an ebook. Shoot me now. Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't laugh. Okay, that's not very nice. I shouldn't laugh. But yeah, it sucks to be you. Okay, so I'm gonna quit laughing. The thing is that once it's done, it's done. I personally would start with the hardest part, or I'm not gonna say not any of it's hard. It's just I would start with the tedious part first, the part that you're dreading the most, or you can and it just depends on my mood, or you can start with the easiest stuff and get that out of the way and then go to that. I kind of usually flip-flop back and forth, kind of depends on what I'm doing and why. But yeah, 30 worksheets, time consuming, which is why I don't create a whole bunch of DIY standalone stuff, because it's so time consuming, and in the end, usually passive. Okay, so like my marketing workbook, my Facebook group marketing kit, it's $47. It sells like crazy. Okay, I've retired it out, but when I bring it back, people grab it like crazy. Okay, so that one took me probably a week to do, and I mean I was so focused on it that I really did not pay attention to too many other things. The thing is that now I like my challenge. Okay, so the challenge that Kelly and I did, we have turned into a passive product. But for $47 and as much time as I spent, over time it has paid off, but not at the time. And so like the challenge, so now I just repurpose everything. So that's why like video series like this will get edited down, things like that, just so that way I am maximizing my time. And you guys get it free here, which is why we said in the welcome thing, make sure you grab it while it's free, because after 72 hours, we're going to pull it out and then we're going to sell it, because there's other people that don't want to be in a Facebook group, or they're sick of Facebook groups. And hey, whoever hopped on. And so, but they still want the material. And that challenge was such an amazing challenge. So, yeah, so that's why doing that is really, really, and plus, like I said, you guys got so many results out of it, and we really enjoyed doing it. So everything after this is all just money in the bank, and time was not lost on it. So, oh yeah, Jennifer's question. So or her comment, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess she didn't really have a question. Okay, so okay, so she said that she may do something to book a couple this month, and then I said to her, asked her if she was booked out and taking the holiday off. If you read the comment, you can see it, and essentially it says, have you hit your income goal for the month or the year? Have you already hit your income goal for this week? In the other group, she had posted that her income goal for the week was 200. And so then I said, if you can't say yes to any of these things, then I'm going to tell you that you're insane for not offering something for Black Friday. You're going to lose whatever momentum you have built when you take off the time for the holiday, and then you're going to be left, let me see, sorry. Then you're going to be left, sorry, you guys. Oh, then you're going to be, yeah, no paying clients come December, which is right at the holidays, since there's only 10 days left in November. Then you're going to hit Christmas off, and then you're going to go into the new year with no clients again, which will take another 4 weeks to get back on track. Question is, are you financially prepared for this to happen by not offering anything? And she says, I have a big client for January, not saying I won't offer something, just saying not sure what. Okay, so I told her I would address this on here. I'm not sure if she wanted me to, but my live stream, I'm going to. Okay, so essentially where I was like, what? Is that before I became a coach, I was a VA. And staying fully booked is exhausting, okay? So you have to be very strategic about what you do. I found what was best, that did not suck up every bit of time I had, was to do one-off projects. So people that wanted their workbooks done, like my VA, I write like everything out, and then I take pictures of it and I put it into our little collaboration area thing, and then she types it out for me, which is a lot of time saved. But as a VA, I would do that for other people. So she offers, Jennifer offers services to bloggers and things like that. I think some copywriting services, maybe, or editing, some VA stuff. Okay, so essentially, by her not offering anything on Black Friday, she's not giving herself that buffer. She has one big client, which I don't know if they have paid or not yet, which if not, that's another whole issue itself. But we all know how hard it is to get that traction, especially when you come from time off. Kelly was struggling with that coming from Spain. She went to Spain for a week, and I promise you, she had the best intentions on working while she was there. Then she got there and she started relaxing, and it's taken her like 2 or 3 weeks to get back on track, which I know because it happens to me all the time. But if you have not built that visibility and that following, it's 10 times harder to get back on track. So this one big client, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. Plus, you're not maximizing your time. A VA client is harder to sign on than a coaching client, because if I have $100 and I want a VA to help type my stuff up, and they're going to charge me $100. But there's this coach that says if I pay them $100, they can help me make more money. My thought is, I'm going to give my money to the coach because I'm going to learn new strategies to make more money. Then I can hire the VA for full time. At this point, I'm not losing anything because I've already been doing it all myself. So with that being said, by doing it all myself, I don't know what it's like to have a VA. And that is exactly why you have to be in front of the client, not behind them. You can't just sit back and expect them to come to you. You have to be out there pursuing them, which goes into my whole topic for today. Christy says, happened to me when I went to Texas and then to California in September. It took me a month to get back to work. Yes. Okay. Because you don't want to take on any new clients because you are, hey, whoever hopped on, because you are getting ready to leave. And you think you're going to work while you're there, but it's vacation. It's a break, whatever it is that you're doing. And so when you come back, your groups have forgot you. You haven't been visible in a week. You weren't that visible to start with. Not you particularly, Christy. I want you to think, I'm just talking in general. And now you're coming back and you have to start all over again. And you're discouraged and you're frustrated because, first off, if you spent a lot of your money while you were on vacation, you may really, really need those clients to pay. And the thing is that it's going to take weeks to get them on board. They've got school coming up, they've got Christmas coming up, whatever it is. Had you been ahead of the game, had you offered something that can continuously continue to pay you and not depend on one large client come January, which is 2018. We're talking about 2017. We're not talking about goals for 20, like you've got 10 days left in the month. How are you, and you're going to take off time. So even if it's one day, even if you just took Thanksgiving off, how are you going to sign enough clients to start off December on a good foot that you are not stressed? Because once you get stressed, your content sucks, just in general. When you're desperate, we know it. We can see it. We can feel it. So how are you to do that? And that's what you have to think about. You have to think ahead. Yes, you can work from wherever you're at if you're going to. If I'm going to Disneyland for Christmas, I don't think I'm going to be working that much. But I'm going to have my content done. I write my content daily, so I won't have a whole bunch of it done, but I do my quick tips. I do things like that. And then I also, okay, you don't have to hire a VA. Like Barb and Amisha, what we do is we will just be like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. Is there any way you can help engage my group and things like that? And so you have to reach out, which is why connections are so important, okay? Last question from the feed, and then I will get into our training, which isn't that long. So one of the other things I seen in the feed was, it was right on the tip of my tongue as I was talking, and now I'm trying to think of what it was. It's in here somewhere. So anyway, promotions. First off, you have to always be promoting, okay? Okay, so here it is. Okay, so Cassie says, I asked her about, are you actively promoting and building your community around you? Okay, so she said, I have a Facebook group that only a few interact on. I'm starting over on my mailing list and with my new site since I have a very low open rate. Okay, so here's the thing with this, okay, Cassie? And I will make sure to tag you in it since I addressed your question. Okay, so here's the thing about this is that, oh, so she answered my question about engagement. She said, and this is what she said. Yep, comment if you're on the challenge for the week, fill in the blank on the picture, recipe on Wednesday, and a workout on Friday. Okay, so I guess she's health coaching. I have not had a chance to look, I'm not gonna lie. So some kind of health coach, something like that. Okay, so that is a great start, but that's not showing or teaching, showing your community what you want them to do, okay? So if you want engagement, you need to be in there engaging. You need to encourage engagement. Posting a daily post or daily prompt is not encouraging engagement, okay? Going in there and directly calling them out. So like, let's say, okay, I've got Christy right here on my screen. Okay, let's say that I talked to Christy last week and she was struggling with making some sales. Okay, and then I put the sales challenge up, question about, hey, what do you guys think about a sales challenge? Because I really want to do one 2 times a month, which I didn't include that in my post, but now you guys know. I want to do it at least twice a month. I love challenges. I'm not big on webinars, so you guys will rarely ever see those from me. So I would tag Christy in my post. So she specifically got the post. Now, does she comment? It doesn't matter. But I specifically put her in there so that she knew I posted it. And I am letting her know, hey, this is what we have going on. If you're wanting your community to comment, share, post, give them some incentive to do so. Okay, so post 3 times a week and you get X amount of points. Like, that's a fun way of doing it. It's something that we may implement here in the group. You guys are like such an amazing group of people. And as we grow, we're going to want to continue to encourage engagement and sharing and questions and things like that. And so we can start a point system. Every so many points, you get a free DIY, an hour coaching, whatever. Make it interesting. Offer them a discount when you promote something. You want to encourage and tell them what you want, which is share this post, comment, put it in the rules, let them know what to expect, but you have to be there doing it too. Even if no one's commenting, okay? You have to be commenting on your own stuff. Talk to yourself if you have to. It may seem weird, but that's how they know what to do, because it's kind of like a high school dance, okay? When you're in high school, the dance floor is straight up empty. Nobody's trying to go out there and shame themselves. And you've got that one kid that's like, hey, whoever hopped on, let me know you're here. That one kid that's like, I don't give a shit what any of you think. Watch this. And he gets out there and he just starts busting a move. Now, all the other kids are coming off the wall and starting to dance as well. That is what your group is like. That's what any group is like. If you're not, oh, hey, Sarah. If you're not, I haven't started the training, so you haven't. You haven't missed anything. If you're not commenting on your own stuff, then why would someone else comment on it? That's my first thing. You have to be the first so people know it's okay to to comment. You have to encourage them to post. Do Value Monday, where everybody posts a value post. Or for every 3 value post you post, you can promote for 3 days. Whatever it is, encourage and entice them to participate. So the second thing on that is, how many people do you have in your group? If you've got 20 people in your group, how much engagement are you expecting? Okay, I think we talked about this on live last week, but I'll do it again. So one of my groups shut down, not my personal group, but a group I was in, had 60,000 members, okay? So when someone did the math of how much it was costing her versus how much engagement and everything like that was going on, only 1% were engaging, okay? We're actually active out of 60,000 people, which we did the math, doesn't mean that's right, so, but last Friday we did the math, and I believe it was 600 people, I believe is what we figured out. 600 people were commenting, actively posting, or engaging out of 60,000, okay? So if you've got 20 people and you have one person, I don't know how many you have in your group, by the way, but and you have one person commenting, you know, you are ahead of the game. The more, cool, it is 600. Yeah, the only time a percent really matters to me is when I'm like buying something for a sale. The only time numbers matter at all is when I'm looking at my bank account. Anyway, so that is exactly why you have to continue to grow your community, okay? You want to look at these groups that have 6,000, 7,000 people, and there's only, it seems like the same handful of people posting. You're only going to get 1 to 5% of people engaging in that group, and you have to be one of them. Until you hit 1,000 members minimum, you have to be there promoting, posting and engaging every single day, okay? Even if no one else is. Have to do it. Okay, so if you have any questions, post them. I am going to jump into our training today, okay? So I have some quick points here. So the first thing I'm going to address is your promo content, okay? You can write content, and yes, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, so don't get discouraged if you don't have a whole bunch of engagement. You have to just keep building the group and leading by example. And you want to do this and consistency. Oh my gosh, that's a whole different day. I could go on all day about consistency. Okay, so we're going to talk about promo content. One of the major things you need to do when you're writing your promo content is to address pain points. This word gives me anxiety. Seriously, anxiety, okay? Here's why. I'm not a very deep emotional thinker, okay? Me and Kelly talked about this on Friday as well. Like, she's more the emotional one. I'm like, I'm not, okay? Why do you feel that way? I don't freaking know. I just do, okay? Why do they need your service? What keeps them up at night? I don't freaking know. They need my service because I'm offering it, and it's really, really good, okay? That, to me, exactly why you need my service. And so when people are like, you need to know their pain points, blah, 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 I get anxiety because I don't know. But I do know. I just don't want to think about it that hard. So, first off, the first struggle you're having with writing content, or the first struggle you're having when it comes to creating offers or selling the offers, is that if you're like me, I come to find out that the reason I struggle with services, or I struggled with services, and I still do. I mean, don't let me sit here and act like I don't. There are days I just look at the screen and go, what am I going to offer today? But the reason that happens is because I do better with a tangible object. So if I have this remote and I want to sell it to you, I can sell it to you. Why is this remote a good remote? Why is it better than the remote you have? I can do that. What are you struggling with your current remote? Let's say it doesn't have the input button, Okay, I know this is goofy, you guys. Just bear with me a minute. Let's say this one has the input button. Your remote does not have the input button, so you cannot flip back and forth between your Netflix and your regular TV and satellite, whatever, okay? Maybe you have surround sound and you have all of these other devices hooked up, okay? But you're using the old model remote, and that does not work. Hey, whoever hopped on, let me know you're here, so I can say hi. The old model remote does not give you the option to toggle back and forth between your devices, okay? That is why you need this remote. Your pain point is going to be that you have to get up and hit the input button on your new TV every single time, okay? But with this remote, see, you have the input button on one of these things right here, okay? That's a selling point, okay? I can do that all day long with ease, okay? Let's say another selling point is it's smaller. So it's more narrow. It's got the voice command. I don't know if you guys have seen those. But anyway, it also has a locator. So this one, even if it gets stuck down on the couch, which mine does all the time, then it's okay because I can hit the locator button and you can locate your remote. No more getting up or fighting with the kids in the family about who had the remote last. Who had the remote last? Who had the remote last? So that's why you need this one. Blah, blah. So, like Sarah said, I can sell remotes all day long. She can, I can. I mean, I can sell this ibuprofen because it's a tangible object, okay? I can feel it. I can see it. I know the benefits of it. The reason I struggled with services is because you are your brand. I am my brand, and my brand, since I'm my brand, thing is I have to sell myself, and I am not good at that. I suck at it. I don't talk about myself that much. I can brag about Sarah, and I can brag about Christy, and I can brag about Kelly all day long, but when it comes to selling myself, it's just not something I do because I don't feel like it's about me. It's about you. But my services are a product of me. It wasn't until I flipped that around and really understood that my clients are not wanting to purchase coaching, okay? They're wanting to purchase solutions, okay? So the solution is, if you want, okay, so the problem is, let's say, visibility in Facebook groups, okay? You need a strategy to get visible in Facebook groups in order to get the end result, which is to sign paying clients. Okay, so I can do that. Now see, where I was approaching it wrong was that I was trying to sell how I can help you by coaching, okay? They don't give a shit. They don't care if it's a recording. They don't care if I hire Christy to do it for me. They don't care. They want the result. They want a solution. So you need to sell solutions, okay? Which brings me to my point of running pain points, because this is a struggle for me even today. And it's because 9 times out of 10, I overthink it, okay? So here are some of the ways that I do my pain points, okay? So first thing I say is, what's the solution, okay? So what problem did I have getting visible in Facebook groups? Consistency. I was not consistent with showing up, like promoting every day. Hey, whoever hopped on, let me know you're here. And you totally just missed my sales pitch on remotes, so you'll have to catch it in the replay. Anyway, so if I'm struggling with visibility, the first problem is because I'm not consistent. Okay, so the solution is how to create a strategy to consistently, what you were telling me. Oh yeah, it's in the replay. It was your question that I told you I would do earlier. Okay, so the solution is create a strategy that is easy and fits in my schedule for me to get consistent. Okay, so problem is consistency. The solution is a strategy to make it easy because consistency sucks and it's hard. The end result's going to be you're going to attract paying and ideal clients, okay? So that you guys let me know if I explained that well, because as I was saying it, the more I feel like I'm confusing myself, and I want to make sure I'm not confusing you guys. And actually, while you guys are telling me that, I will write it down, because I do better visually, which is why I can sell the remote and struggle with services. Okay, so your clients want to buy solutions. That is the whole thing. So problem, I'll write down problem, visibility, solution is strategy. Oh, I totally just spelled strategy wrong. Anyway, equals results, which is going to be paying clients. Okay, so this, you guys, I think I misspelled strategy, and I was trying to do it real quick, but okay, let me know if you guys can see this. Okay, so the problem is visibility. The solution would be a strategy of how you could fit it in your schedule to get consistent. The result is you're going to start attracting paying clients, okay? So hopefully that explained it a little better. So if I were to write out one of my pain points, I would write it like this. I know you guys probably think this is really weird, but I do much better if I could do it like this for you guys, which is why written content works better for me. Are you tired of struggling with not being seen as an expert? Okay, so this would go to my visibility. Okay, so this is one thing that could go toward visibility, and I would be a little bit more consistent with that. But anyway, so I would write my promo post that would say, so you guys, I'm using the screen to, are you tired of struggling with, and then I would make bullet points down. Not being seen as an expert, it would say in Facebook groups, but I was trying to do it quickly, which would be, you know, a problem. And then, you know, then I would just go on from there. So let me know if that makes sense. Hopefully my little crappy write out helped a little bit. So you want to make sure you have solutions. Another way you can get paid points, which that way is the easiest for me, because then I can sell those services just like I was able to sell this remote right here, okay? So another thing you can do is you can ask yourself some questions, okay? You can do this during journaling. So if you're struggling with what to journal about, you can do this with your journaling, okay? So one thing is, what is one of the biggest challenges that they're struggling with in their biz? Like I said, these questions for me work sometimes and they don't work sometimes. It depends on, like, if I get anxiety, I just don't do it. So one of the things they're struggling with, which I always come up with the same thing, is making sales, paying clients, okay? So then I just list out every reason why they can't get paying clients, okay? Why I couldn't get paying clients, because remember, you are your ideal client, just in the past. Another thing is what literally drives them nuts. So that one I don't do well with. I don't usually answer, but it is one that you can put on there. How can you work with them that's mutually beneficial? So what do they have to offer you that's a benefit for you, and what do you have to offer them that's going to benefit them? Because your coaching relationship should be mutually benefiting, okay? And that one could be kind of hard, but something you could journal on. What are their goals and objectives, and how can you help them get there? That one's really easy for me. Okay, so if your ultimate goal in 6 months is for you to go to, okay, let's see, one of my bucket list items is for me to go to Disney in Paris, okay? Big thing for me, really, really, really want to do it, okay? So what do I need out of my business to get there? Well, I need this, this, and this, and this. Okay, so if you know what their end goal is, whether it's, okay, so one end goal I hate people say in promos or whatever is like, oh, I want the freedom to work from wherever I want. Yes, that's great and all, but to me, I want tangible things. The freedom is going to come, and I'm going to make that freedom come. I may have to work a 9 to 5 till I get there, but I'm not going to be miserable. I may put off going to Disney in Paris. But my dream goal would be to do XYZ. So how can you help them achieve that? So what do they need to get to Paris and Disney? Well, I need to make 6 figures, and that's kind of my reward. Well, that's great. So here's how we can make 6 figures from where you're currently at in 6 months. Lay out the plan and then break that plan down. So that's one way you can find a pain point. And the last thing that you can do, last question, is how you can help them that will then in turn help them attract their community. So what can you provide them, whether it's in value or paid training or freebies or whatever? What can you do that will help them help their community? And so that one's kind of a little hard also. You can journal that one. Depends on what kind of thinker you are. Like I said, I'm not a very deep emotional thinker. So those are some of the ways that you can do that, okay? So when you write out, once you get past the pain points, you just flip it around. So you're selling solutions, remember? So the pain point is your problem. And then if I were to write my next part, so I would write 3 or 4 of them right here, okay? If I were to write my next part, I would flip these around into solutions. So you could write something like, which I always think is cheesy, but it works. So how would it feel if you were able to post your content in your Facebook groups and get seen as the expert you are? If you were to receive daily messages from others in Facebook communities asking for your opinion because they see you as the expert in XYZ. So just flip those around and that makes them solutions, okay? How would it feel to be able to pay off your credit cards and give your kids a huge Christmas, blah, 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 whatever it is, because then you want to turn around and make sure that you're showing that result. What if I told you I have a program that could give you this result, this result, this result by doing this, this, and this, okay? I know it probably feels like I'm not, or I feel like I'm not giving you guys much more than probably what you've already read. And I'll try to write a dummy post today, or actually I have plenty of things like a promo that I will do, a very detailed promo today, because I want to make sure you guys are really, really clear. And that was one of my biggest struggles when I first started, was that I was unable to really grasp and would get massive anxiety by doing, promo posts, okay? And so I want to make sure that you guys have like a detailed outline of how to do that, and if you have any questions, let me know, okay? So then you can sell out your Black Friday offers. So let me tell you, that promo post is what's going to sell your offer, okay? You can always do the benefit and features option, benefits versus features, whatever works for you, whatever is easiest for you to understand is the way you should write your promo post. But make sure you have your pain points in there, how would it feel if this were different, and how I can make this different, okay? Oh, and a call to action. We will not get into the call to action discussion, but I'm just telling you, call to action. Okay, so moving on. Promoting your offer on your platforms and in other groups, okay? Number one reason why you are struggling with making sales is because you're not selling enough. You're so consumed and stressed out about being spammy that you're not promoting enough. I am on my list just about every single day. People think it's insane. I think it's insane that you don't. First off, you have to do what works best for you. On promo weeks, I email them 2 times a day, okay? And if they don't like it, there's an unsubscribe button. Plain and simple, okay? I love everyone in my community, but I only want them there if they resonate with me. If not, then I want them to unsubscribe and make sure that they are finding someone that resonates with them. That way they can grow their business as well, okay? So with that being said, your platforms, which is going to be anything on social media, make sure you're in the ones that your ideal clients in. Do not go to LinkedIn if you're like looking for coaches with small businesses privately owned. Don't do it. That's dumb. Anyway, and groups. When you need to be promoting everywhere 3 to 4 times a day on Facebook. Instagram's a little different. You want to do it like 2 to 3 times a day. Make sure your link is in your profile, and make sure you tell people that the link is in the profile. Okay. The other thing is you want to make sure that you are selling every time you're posting, whether it's a video like this, or whether it's a video, or it's written, or it's audio. You want to be selling, but you want to be selling with tons of value. And value post is anything that gives them action. So we went over promo posts, and I told you guys some steps that you could do to write effective promo posts that will convert. I know, I use them. So that is a value piece of content, okay? So make sure that you are giving value. But you want to make sure, and these aren't just standalone posts, okay? One of my favorite things to do, hey, whoever hopped on, one of my favorite things to do would be to, what's it called? Oh, add a PS message. If you see everything I write, about 90% of the stuff I write, unless like that week I want to promote the group heavily, you guys won't see a whole bunch of promos here, okay? But 3 to 4 times a day, and you want to make sure you're adding a PS message. By the way, do not go in other groups, add a PS message, and come to me and tell me that I got you kicked out of a group because I told you to promote. You need to follow the rules. Don't come to me with that BS because you're not going to like the response you get. Okay, so you want to make sure that's what you're doing. On the promo threads, okay, if you're in a group that does not allow promos whenever, that's your own problem. I would not be in a group that I couldn't promo. Whether it's a specific day, so like, okay, you guys get the advantage of promoting for opting into the calendar. There's a crap ton of promo days on there. The same goes for my other group. I had open promos and nobody posted anything but promos. We have random promo days, things like that. If you do not have that luxury in your groups, because you're giving value, so like anyone that's on our insights here will now have access to promote every single day. So if you don't have that availability for engaging, and the reward is you get to promote by doing a PS message or whatever, and then make sure you find groups that you can do that, at least 3 out of the 5 groups you're in, okay? Anyway, so on the days I have promo days, because I'm in groups that do have specific promo days, but I don't promote in those groups, just because I can't remember the days. So on the specific promo days, don't promote your actual offer, because the people who are in that group are there to hear the host of that group. But you can attract them and draw them into your group or your community. So on those promo days, use that to take advantage of by posting your group or your opt-in, get them on your list, and then you turn them into your raving fan, and then you can promote to them all day long, okay? So, I mean, chances are slim. I have never sold anything as a direct standalone in someone else's group. But now I have drawn them all into mine and made tons of sales that way. Another way you can do that is to email your list. Email your list every day. If you're not emailing it every day, or you're not comfortable emailing it every day, that's fine. So, but all you need to do is at least 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever. On each one, add a PS message. One of those, make sure it's a standalone promo, whether it's a free or paid offer, okay? When you have a launch, like we had this Black Friday, tomorrow I will send 2 a day because I don't want anyone to miss out, and there's only a few bundles left. So we don't want anyone to miss out on those bundles, okay? The other thing is like we're also going to open up our VIP list, which will allow people to get on the list and get the early Black Friday exclusive deal, like 12 or 24 hours early. I've got the details somewhere. That will come out today. I will launch that. I will make sure everybody knows 3 to 4 times a day. And make sure you're posting on your biz page, your personal profile, groups, and your group. Okay, on Facebook. So, and you don't have to create all that content. I'll do that a different day. But, and then last but not least, set up an event. An event is a great way to contact everybody in your group. You can do it on your biz page. You can do it on your personal profile. Set up an event. That way everyone's notified. They can see the description and decide if they want to join or not, okay? So those are some of the ways. Oh, last but not least, do not do this like on cold leads, but if you've been doing reach outs, and if you haven't, you need to go back and read my reach out post today that's in the group. But if you're doing reach outs, you want to make sure you're following up with them. And this week I'll do a follow-up schedule, or how I do my follow-ups in my daily sales activities. But you want to make sure that you're doing follow-up. So if, let's say last week someone was interested in a program, but it was just a little higher than they wanted, or just wasn't a good time, or they weren't ready to commit, but you have your Black Friday offer coming up, you need to follow up with them and let them know. Don't be that person that doesn't want to sell anything, because they need you. May not be right now, may not be last week, but they need you. And if they don't know that you're selling things, because Facebook gets really, really crowded with a lot of stuff, then you're really hindering their growth process, because they don't have you to help them. So reach out. And a short thing on reach outs in your groups, if you're consistent and you're posting and people are resonating with you and vice versa, you need to be friend requesting and you need to be reaching out to them. I've got some tips on how to do that. I make all my sales, close them and everything, and met my business partner for my new business venture and business bestie, Kelly, through a reach out. Reach outs work, they pay. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are connecting with at least 5 people a day and telling them what you're doing. What you do, if they don't ask, move on. It doesn't mean that they're not interested, it just means they didn't ask, and you need to hit your quota of 5 reach outs a day to tell people what you do. Okay, so quick recap. If you want to outline your ideal clients, pain points, just think about yourself a month ago, 6 months ago, however. You can ask yourself the questions that I listed. You can figure out what the problem is, your solution, and what the end result they're wanting, like I did on my little goofy paper here. I'll try to do a better one this week. Ways that you can promote to sell out is that you need to be posting 3 to 4 times a day, selling like crazy. It's not spammy. Give them value. They love something free. Hey, whoever hopped on, I'm just ready to wrap it up, but I'm sorry. Well, the replay will be on here in just a few. So promote 3 to 4 times a day, add a PS message. Make sure you check your group promo rules, because don't come to me telling me you got kicked out of a group. Not going to end well for you. Email your list daily. If you're not comfortable with daily, then at least make sure that you are doing that 3 times a week. Set up an event and do reach outs. Follow-ups for your Black Friday offer, but make sure you're connecting every single day to at least 5 people and telling them what you do. Okay? Never know what you'll find. You may find your next business partner, your next best friend, your next loyal, raving client. You never know until you reach out. Reach outs without discovery calls is how I make all my money. By the way, I hate discovery calls. I just had to put it out there. Hate discovery calls. They don't convert enough for me. They make my head hurt. They're just not effective for me. If they work for you, keep doing them. If they don't, find something different. Try Messenger. Contact me if you want to find ways around discovery calls. Anyway, so that is my training. I'm going to wrap it up so you guys can catch the replay. I had tons of fun, and I cannot wait to answer all of your questions. By the way, if you guys do have any questions, I will wait a couple seconds and let you post them, because I totally forgot. But I know, like Sarah, apparently Facebook did not like her. And so she didn't get to catch all of it. But post your questions in here. Make sure you tag me so I can see them. I've got a crap ton going on my Facebook. But tag me, let me know, and I will answer them. You're always free to reach out to me if you have a specific question on Abuse of Power, or I will put the schedule link in here for you guys. My last group, well, I still have the group. I don't want to say my last group because that's not true. In my High Vibe Hustlers group, the one that I have on my own with not me and Kelly's group, I had people abuse the messaging power, so I actually had to create a link for them to schedule time because it was ridiculous. And none of them were customers. I mean, I'm telling you, none of them ever turned into clients. They were just literally tire kickers, which is kind of sad because I really, really love helping people, but don't assume I'm going to build your business for you, which I know you guys are so engaged and so intrigued. I don't have to worry about that, so you are free to reach out to me. If you have any questions that you don't want to post in the group, or if I have not contacted you, sorry, if I haven't responded to it yet, make sure you send me a message to remind me, because I may just overlook it. Plus, I've got VAs that are in and out of my account, so the notifications disappear, like to remind me that someone posted. Until later, bye. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You have a wonderful day. And remember, you can do it all. You just don't have to do it all alone. Okay? Have a great day.